Good morning. Welcome to day 103, Thursday, July 18th, 2024. It's about 5:45, so the campsite got popping last night, which is not surprising. One person showed up about an hour after me. She was super quiet, just the way the sites were situated, didn't even see her. And then right around 8 o'clock, when it's bedtime for Brian, two females showed up, and they were initially quiet, but then they were like talking in her tent for about an hour or so. There's that. And then another female showed up who camped pretty much right on top of me. And she pretty much didn't have a choice, I don't think. There was only so many sites there. And we're kind of in an area where the trail doesn't give you any other options of where to camp. So she was just loud with all the food prep and everything she was up to. But fine, fell asleep, slept pretty good. And then her alarm goes off this morning at 4:30, which is fine for me because I was just about to check my phone to see what time it was, and I was about to get up. So I understand setting an alarm, that's fine. But then she must have hit the snooze because then it went off again 10 minutes later. I call foul on that. If you're gonna set an alarm and you know everyone can hear, you gotta get up when that alarm goes up. There's no snoozing. It's just inconsiderate. Little stuff like that is a tad annoying, but what are you gonna do? Luckily, I haven't had many. That's probably my second or third time this whole trip where I couldn't get to sleep when I wanted to because of other humans, but I honestly thought I'd have to deal with that a lot more. And overall, slept pretty well, so it's going to be probably another 20-mile day, give or take, just based on water sources and where the camping is. So it's going to be an awesome Thursday. Going to put some tunes on, going to get some miles in. I think from looking far out, at some point I might have some cell service, so I can wish Sarah a good flight out. Yeah, Sarah's on her way tomorrow. Awesome. That is the morning update. We'll check in later. All right, so pretty much from the end of yesterday till right now, it definitely felt pretty remote. We're pretty much side hilling, steep drop-offs, except for where we camped. We're finally on the road. Had a couple of just backpackers heading south with a fishing kit going in. One of the Thru-Hikers that was at my camp passed me. So gonna stop for a break soon. Just feeling pretty good this morning, so gonna keep going for a while more before we take a break. All right, looks like there's an established campsite here, Ash Camp. I'll probably take advantage of the pit toilet while I'm here. All right, taking a quick break at Ash Camp before we continue on. Seems like there's a pattern or tradition with some of the trail angels in this area. At dirt roads, there'll be like 3 ammo cans and maybe some other plastic container filled with goodies. Like the one we just passed had some granola bars in it. Obviously, they're all picked through pretty well. Some first aid stuff, some Tylenol or ibuprofen or something, but yeah, that's nice. I've seen some reports on Far Out. Sometimes they'll leave cold drinks under a bridge or, better stuff, candy. It's just all luck of the draw though when you pass by. So it's a cool little thing. When you see an ammo can, you might get something in there. So far I've struck out, but I'll keep looking. The past couple days have been lots of blowdowns. Appreciate the stairs. All right, it's almost noon. We've been, for the most part, climbing. I'd say like 75% climbing today. We got about 3 miles to our first water source where I'm gonna get electrolytes. There was a water source early on, but that was kind of like too early. But now I'm like ready for electrolytes. 2 out of the 4 thru-hikers that were camped with me last night have both passed me. I'm not sure if the other 2 were northbound thru-hikers or just backpackers. But yeah, that's the update. Just trying to get 20 or so miles in today to be set up for a little shorter day tomorrow. All right, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're about a half mile from our water source, Trout Creek. Get some electrolytes going. The last 2 females out of the 4 that were camped with me just passed me. So yeah, cool. 4 northbound female thru-hikers and me. And then there was 1 other guy who's northbound. So there's been 6 of us on the trail today. And 1 guy who was taking a break, who I'm assuming is just a backpacker. So trail's pretty quiet. Looking forward to getting to this water. I hope it's cold. All right, it's 3 o'clock. We just got a bunch of water we're carrying to our dry camp. It's a big climb coming up. Hoping to get at least a mile to where there's a dirt road, and I can probably find somewhere to camp around there. So I think we're around 20 miles right now. So another mile sounds like a good day to me. All right, it's about 3:15. We're in the middle of a big climb with 9 liters of water so we can hydrate tonight at our dry camp. There's gonna be dirt road coming up, and then about a half mile past that with more climbing are some established tent sites. So we'll take a look, and basically just looking for shade. We'll see. Wonder what the story is behind the octopus. We're still climbing. All right, it's 4 o'clock. We've been climbing. We've made it to our campsite for the night. It's about a 1/4 mile before the designated campsite. So hopefully this is a small enough spot where I won't have any company. And since there's more camping just up the trail, if anyone is headed this way, hopefully they'll just go for that. So we're gonna get camp set up and hydrate. I also chose to stay here because looks like I might have 2 or 3 bars of LTE Verizon service, so that'll be good. I can touch base with Sarah before she flies out tomorrow. All right, it's about 4:30. We've got camp set up. We should be mostly in the shade. We've got a little bit of no tree coverage, but that should end very quickly, and then we'll be all set. I think all the thru-hikers I was camping with last night, all 4 of them, they've all headed on, and then there's been 3 guys who are also northbound who must have been camped, I guess, north of us last night. They were at one of the water sources, and they have all gone by, so it'll be new faces if someone else comes by. Hopefully I'll have a quiet night here. All right, we're gonna do a recap. We're comfy in the shade here. Got some electrolytes in us. We're gonna keep hydrating. We're at about 3,600 feet. We had a big climb at the end of the day with 9¼ liters of water. You know I like my water. So I've got plenty in the CNOC. I'm gonna drain a lot of that in electrolytes and just water with dinner. I've got another smart water bottle, 2 1.5 liter bottles. One will be just for coffee, 2 coffees in the morning and 1 tonight. We'll take care of that. And the other bottle will be for the freeze-dried meals. I'll probably have some mashed potatoes tonight, do a peak refuel, and I'll have a little water to spare. So I don't want to be without my water at a dry camp. I was able to wash my feet off when I was getting water, so they're pretty clean. I don't need to wash them off right now. Got about 14 and a half miles to the road that'll get me into Mount Shasta. So if conditions are similar to what they've been, that'll be between 7 to 8 hours of hiking tomorrow. So the question becomes, do I want to camp like right before the road, or do I want to try and go into town a day early? It is a Friday night. I don't know what kind of availability there'll be for lodging, but I think since I have self-service, I'm going to look into that and see if maybe I can even book something tonight, if I'm so inclined, if it works out. So yeah, Sarah is on her way. That's super exciting. I can't wait. It's like, it's going to be it's going to be great. I can't wait. I don't know. I've been thinking about it the past day and a half. So obviously, was a good day today. Just no views. We were like in the forest all day. I could see Mount Shasta briefly through the trees at one point near the end of the day, but even that was like barely anything. But really, in the sun, it was pretty hot, but for the most part, because we were in the forest all day, it was very comfortable hiking. There was one longer stretch where there wasn't any water. I probably would have done electrolytes a little sooner in the day, but had to wait for the water, but then it was fine. And then obviously we had this water carry up to camp, no big deal. Speaking of camp, yeah, the camp last night, just because there were some late comers in, I still slept okay once I got to sleep, but I probably didn't get to sleep till about an hour and a half later than I normally would, just because of all the noise. Not that anyone was loud, it's just that because everyone is right on top of each other, you kind of hear everything. I really don't want to sleep with earplugs out here because of wildlife, and I want to be aware of what's going on. So yeah, but we were pretty much in a mini bubble. The 4 women that were camped with me, all super strong hikers, obviously, all probably in their early 20s, just crushing the miles. So they're going to be long gone. But I was with them for the day, and that's that. So there may be a new mini bubble today, who knows? But with me going into town for a few days, that's all going to change. It'll be a whole new group of people, and we'll figure out what we're going to do about this fire and the 20-mile trail closure coming up at mile 1600. We'll hit mile 1500 tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Near the end of the day, like 2 miles before the road, will be mile 1500. 1500 continuous miles. That may be the last continuous milestone. So we're going to enjoy that and be thankful we were fortunate enough to get that far on the trail without having to stop doing continuous miles, even though we might not have been on the PCT the whole time because of whatever kind of closures or dangerous water crossings. It was still continuous footpath. So for whatever reason, that's important to me. So it's going to be tough for me to let that go, but I knew that this time may come. So we'll see. Yeah, so let me wrap this up so I can get on the cell phone and figure things out. And we'll see you in the morning, Friday morning, right before a big break in town.